This is it. We are rolling episode 609, No Laugh Track podcast here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My name is Justin Severson. I am the host. This week is special. They're all special. But Matthew Broussard is here 7 times on this podcast. I think so. We're going to go with 7, sir. Going back 9 years, I think.
Yes, right. February 2016, 2 months before I met her.
Exactly.
Yes.
And who is her for people that
Laura
are...
Sogar, my wife.
Laura
feature act this weekend.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Comedian.
7 times you're like a co-host at this point.
Yeah, right. But they do love to bring people, like you look at, Lewis really likes to book people he likes.
Yep.
For long, long periods of time. That wall in the green room, every comic signs it for the week they're there, so it's like 52 units under each column for each year, and you can see like comics on the rise and then comics exiting because they fell off or because they moved up to theaters, or big guys coming back to do the club even though they could have done a theater.
Absolutely.
It's just such comedy history in that room.
Yeah. Laura, welcome to Acme Day 2, I guess, right?
Yes, day 2. Last night was amazing. I've
Yeah,
heard great things about the club, and so far so good.
I need to know, so I might have talked over and you're saying that you're the feature act this week.
I am, yeah.
And I would need to know your history. I know that you've never been to Acme before, correct?
The first time
at Acme.
First time performing in Minneapolis, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any history in Minnesota at all?
Back in my swimming days, we used to compete. We had some competitions up here.
Okay.
So I've been to Minnesota many times, but I've never...
At the University of Minnesota Aquatics Center?
Exactly.
There you go.
It's a good pool, right?
Great pool.
Yeah.
Beautiful pool. Shout out. I don't remember what the pool's name is, but that's okay. You can find it pretty easily.
It's the one.
Yes, it's the pool in Minneapolis. If you're interested, go Google that. So I've been here many times and always had a good time.
Nice.
And now I'm here doing comedy, and the people are awesome.
So let's go back. You said briefly, Matthew, that when did you two meet?
March or April of 2016.
Okay.
I was a fan of her swimming and followed her on Instagram and ended up sending her a message, and she followed me back, and we ended up talking and meeting shortly after that. And very quickly started dating. Texting for like a month, and then I came to town, and then we hit it off. So we started dating basically after the first date, and then
came to town?
She was in Austin. I was in LA, and then we dated distance for a year, and then we both moved together to New York City.
You were still in college or out of college?
No,
You were out of college.
I was a post grad, but I was swimming with the university team still. So frequently for swimming, there's not like professional leagues for it. So you'll go to like a university's program and keep training there if you're trying to make a team or something like that. So
what? I'm curious. What did you say to her? Like out of nowhere, what did you say that worked?
This is pretty.
Okay.
Is this going to make you look good, her look bad?
It makes me
both of us look bad.
risky.
Make both of us. Me look stupid. Me look bold and dumb. Her look gullible and dumb.
Okay.
I had followed her online, and you had followed me back. And I saw her on. We
had friends in common because he did the management for the team at Rice University, which is based in Houston. So it's only a couple hours away, and was involved with the swim team there. So enough where it wasn't like I was like, oh, this guy's like in the orbit of people I know.
Sure.
It's
Swimming
not
adjacent.
just a random.
Okay, yeah.
And I was making a living as a comedian, but didn't have much out there to prove that I was. And I saw her on Bumble. I saw her on the Bumble dating app when I was in LA.
Oh.
And I took a screenshot. I'm like, oh, that's that swimmer I follow. And I swiped right, and I didn't match. And I go, well, you know what? I'm just going to send her a message on Instagram. I sent her the picture, and I said, hey, are you in Los Angeles? I knew she lived in Austin. And she said, no, I was just there, but let me know if you ever have shows in Austin. And I had a show in Austin a month later. What we didn't know until months later was when I sent her the picture, it cropped it such that you couldn't see the top of the bottom.
Right. So basically it looked like, from my perspective, I guess if I'd clicked, maybe it would have shown the whole thing. But the way I could see it was that he just sent me a picture of myself.
And knowledge of her location. And she responded.
And I was like,
this feels safe.
yeah, actually, if next time you're here, let's do this in person.
Oh, my God.
I know you'll be able to find me pretty easy because you clearly got tabs.
So we figured out months later.
Zero safety mechanisms going on over here. I was ready to be taken.
Wow. Well, clearly it worked out, but
Yeah.
be careful out there.
I know.
Lauren.
Yeah. I was like, this is where, unfortunately, I'm getting rewarded for the wrong kind of attitude right now.
So, what was it like seeing him do comedy in person for the first time? Where was that? What was that like?
That was the first. I remember.
What was it like seeing
we
him
had a
do
date.
comedy in person for the first time,
Well,
Matthew?
let me defend myself in advance.
He's already on the
It
defense.
was Friday night we went out to dinner, and I thought she was going to go to sleep early because she had practice in the morning. I had a later show, and then she decided to come with me, and it wasn't my best show.
You did great. You did fine. It was at the Velveeta room. It was like I think it was like a Thursday or Wednesday or something. It wasn't packed, but it was like, yeah, it was a normal showcase show, and he had a good set. Yeah, I think he wanted it to be like a theater, like.
I just wanted to impress her, and I wanted it to be a better set than it was. But
it was great.
Yeah,
we had fun.
Mm-hmm.
But he was trying to get me to not go to the show, and I was like,
oh, really?
I'm going to the show. Like I'm not asking.
I knew it wasn't going to be great. I figured the next night might be. But did I have a show the next night too?
I don't remember.
Did you
Probably.
show up, Laura? Did you show up with friends, like as a?
We had been on like a date right prior.
Oh, okay.
So he was gonna leave the date to go and do a show, and I was like, oh,
Wow.
yeah.
She had morning practice. I didn't think the night was going to go very late. And we were.
I thought he was
gonna hang out
gay.
the
I'll
next
be
day.
honest. I was like,
Yeah.
this man is
didn't make a
not
move.
interested.
And we'd already kind of been like, "What are you up to tomorrow?" And you invited me to a barbecue, so I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll just try to make a move tomorrow."
And she's like, "Oh, my new friend, I guess."
Yeah, I guess this like weird gay man from Los Angeles is here to just like hang out with me.
He's platonically lonely.
All right, I guess. Like, welcome to Austin.
That's hilarious. And then, when things got more serious, where did you end up together? Where were you living together then? She followed you. You followed her
We both moved together to New York City.
to New York City.
Is that how you view it?
I mean, that's what?
Well, she said she was wrapping up her swimming career and said, where can I want to move somewhere? What are places you can do your job? And I said it's either New York or L.A. And I remember saying, she said, which of the two would you prefer? I said, find whichever you want, and I'll be wherever.
Yeah. So basically, I was ready to leave Austin. I'd been there for 7 years, love it, but I was like, I need to do a new experience, kind of thing, and liked both New York and LA, was interested in continuing a relationship here. So I was like, I'll go figure out where I can get a better job.
Okay.
And it turns out it's New York.
By a lot.
By a
I
lot.
could have sold art in L.A.
Yeah, LA.
in Orange County.
I think the tech scene has built up quite a bit there since, but at that point it was still like very, very small scale. It was a lot more media and entertainment.
So
and I work in tech.
So you still have a day job
Yes,
right
exactly.
now? You work
Exactly.
in tech?
Yeah, in cybersecurity specifically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, Well, again, LA has built a ton since then, but New York is pretty much always, on the forefront of this kind of stuff.
Sure. And then, as you were saying this, it started to sound familiar. Like I feel like I've asked you about that before, like why the two of you ended up in New York. It sounded familiar. But
I wanted to be in New York the whole time, but I just didn't have the get up and go.
Oh.
I knew I should have been there. It kind of dawned on me pretty shortly after moving to LA that New York was probably a better place. I remember when I did my half hours in 2016. I was one of like 2 LA comics, and then it was like 15 New York comics, and I was like, if that isn't a sign that I need to be in New York to be doing this better, what is? And then she kind of gave me the kick in the pants to get up and go and to do a lot of things. Honestly, I was pretty shiftless until she came around. So
look at that. Are you guys still doing a podcast together?
No.
Not really.
Good
Well,
guests. Yeah.
I mean, we would, but he's on the road so much, which is amazing. But it's like, I don't know. Unless I'm coming on the road with him, I'm like, when do I see this guy?
Sure. Well, that leads right into, so you're obviously working together this week. How often has this been happening? Because we met last night for the first time.
Yeah,
like I said, he's been here 6 other times that we've done this, and you weren't here.
No.
Well, this is the only time she's ever opened for me if Laura's bosses are listening.
No, they know.
Okay.
I've had clients come out.
Okay. Good.
I'm not like putting them in touch with you directly.
Yeah.
But they could. You've come on out.
Once or twice a
on out.
month. I'm on the road like 3 or 4 weekends a month, and I feel like you're with me once or twice.
Yeah, and sometimes I get to combine it with client stuff, so that's fine.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
good. But I would say like depending on the time of year, maybe twice a month, but it just on average maybe it goes like 1.5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And this summer I'm like,
And if it's a good club, she's like, I'll go to that one. I'm not going to that one.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
she went to Comedy on State with me. And
That
then
was
Acme.
awesome.
That's
Yeah,
been our summer.
Madison
Those are
in
like
the
2
summer.
of the 5 best ones.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
But then here they're like Oklahoma City, and I was like, I'm all right. And I'm sure you're great if you're listening from
OKC
Oklahoma.
is good. Tulsa is the one. It was the weekend.
Oh
Was in
yeah.
Tulsa.
Either way, I was like, I
mean, they're both great.
I've been there for swimming, and I think that my shtick might not resonate as much with that audience, which is fine.
Interesting.
In the only state that had all red counties.
Exactly.
Really?
You
You
know,
don't think you can connect?
I think I'm gonna hit up Atlantic
You don't
City
think a
instead. I
strong
think
woman?
that's what I'll do.
Yeah. Right.
I listened back to when we did this last year, and I think you mentioned that you guys got a place in Austin.
Oh,
Well,
buddy.
We do not.
What happened?
Oh, we sold it like 2 weeks ago. This was the craziest. Can I
Go
give you out?
crazy.
So we had this condo down there, just like a tiny 1-bedroom. This was nothing fancy, but we got a really good neighborhood because I know the city, and I was like, oh, that's a cool area. Like, this is a place to be. Man, was I right, because about a year ago, we've owned it for 2 years. Mysterious guy buys the unit right next to us. Big house, and it's going under renovations. We come to find out it's Matthew McConaughey. I know, we're going to dox you, Matthew. Just kidding. But anyways, he saw our like rundown motel looking condo complex with 20 units and bought the entire thing out.
Unit by unit.
Yep.
40% over market.
Yeah, we were like,
When market rates were higher than what people were.
Yeah, so
in a
we feel like
in a buyer's market.
real estate investing geniuses over here right now. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm so good at this. We got unbelievably lucky. We
Yeah.
did definitely buy high in the Austin real estate market, and it's currently on a low. So we had a very individually lucky situation.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
So no more place down there.
Without taking too many shots at a certain faction of the comedy world. Austin, 2 years ago, Austin seemed like a place where this seems like a hotbed of comedy industry and potentially a third leg for the comedy scene, a place where full-time comedians can live and go up and build career-wise and content-wise. And
You literally said that last year, or maybe 2 years ago. Like, this is what we're looking at. This could be the third place.
That was a speculation, and I think Trump winning really killed that because their little underdog outsider shtick doesn't work as well when their voices align with the voices in power. It's not you're not really the jester.
I feel
anymore.
so bad for that city. Like, it's a cool spot, though.
It's a really
it
cool
existed
city.
beforehand.
It's a really
and
cool
had
city.
good
That's
comedy
just
then
the
too.
loudest faction. Actually, what I would say is not what people don't realize about the Austin comedy scene is it's so much more than just the Mothership ecosystem, which is also like there's a lot of great comics obviously at Mothership, but like go to the East Side, go to the alt shows, go to the Don't Tells, you'll hear fresh, new, young voices.
I moved from Austin and everything went to shit.
Everything fell apart. But I would like to note that my speculation on that purchase was not one of real estate. It was one of comedy growth, and I was very wrong.
But somehow it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked just fine.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Did you ever cross paths with McConaughey? Did he
No.
ever? He just has a business dealing with all that stuff. He's not.
He lives there.
apparently,
His
yeah.
whole family lives there.
Supposedly, people heard him talking over the
His
very
whole
high
family
fences.
lives there.
That's wild. It's a great neighborhood.
The paparazzi sit at the base of. You've never noticed that?
Yeah, paparazzi's
There's like-
out
yeah,
there,
yeah.
and every time I'm like, look at this, they get a 2 for today.
Yeah.
Ah,
Tim Matthews.
2 Matthews.
Wow.
So back to just renting in New York City.
Wild. What?
It was.
It's a small world.
Very strange side quest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Worked out very strangely for us.
It's sad, and we really like going down to Austin and just resetting. New York is just exhausting, and Austin's such a great escape from it. And it was also good to feel like we had a place to go if everything fell apart.
Sure.
If the economy crashed, we could go to a place that was easier to live in. And now we're just like, now we're stuck in New York City.
We have to talk about how did you first get on a stage trying comedy, Laura?
So-
were you doing it before you met Matthew?
I was doing improv at that point.
Okay.
I was still swimming, so I cannot think of a more opposite schedule for stand-up comedy than professional swimming.
I bet.
We were diving in the water at 5:30 in the morning. It's just not a strong fit.
I'm more likely to have stayed up to 5:30
Exactly.
than to wake up. At 5:30.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as a result, I've always loved stand-up. I was like obsessed with it as a kid. I never really put together that like those are real people. Do you know what I mean? Like you
I've
can
heard that so many times.
do that is just just a matter of kind of going and like pushing the ball, you know? So, but I did do improv comedy, which was like more easy. Like it's way more accessible. Sign up for the class. And I did that while I was swimming. And then I kind of knew I wanted to try stand up like later. And that's part of the reason I think when I was more fascinated by Matthew and eventually romantically so. So when we moved to New York, I started doing open mics. So I guess I'm a New York like original kid.
Yeah.
Just terrifying. We're born in the darkness.
Were you there here first attempt at stand up?
No. She wouldn't
I would
watch.
not let him.
I didn't get to.
You
for a
knew it
couple
was
months.
happening and weren't invited, or what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knew I was gonna. He knew I wanted to try it, but I didn't even tell him like I was gonna go. Like that was like happening that night because I just, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like there's two different types of people: the people who like want the big audience right out the gate and like invite friends and families, and then there's the people who are like, I'm going stealth.
Yeah.
Because this is inherently embarrassing.
Yes.
And I need to go get this handled internally for myself and my own self-consciousness. And then we can worry about. I still don't like when people I know really come, you know?
I showed up like an undercover cop to my first open mic. Just hat, sunglasses, just nondescript. I just wanted to go in there, and if I bombed, just get out quickly.
But did anybody even know you, or where you did it?
No, I didn't. But we were the same. We didn't invite anyone. Our friend Chase DeRusso theorizes that anyone who invites their friends for the first time is much less likely to come back. They just want to like check the box and get the validation, and then just say they did it. Versus the people who go anonymously are like, I want to like tough it out until I have something to show for it.
Does that conveniently yes and both of our experiences? It sure does. Yes, it does.
This is the way to do it, is what we're saying.
What we're saying is that this is the only way, otherwise you're cursed.
Yeah, it's just I just think it's just a lucky coincidence that all of my views in life support the way
Exactly.
I am.
Just turned out that way.
Just turned out that
Well,
way.
how did it go that first time? Good enough that you wanted to do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, poorly. So I killed. No, I did a Laughing Buddha, Mike, and paid my egregious amount of money for the 1 drink minimum. Plus, you have to pay to actually do the set. Now
One of those, huh?
Oh, I mean, that's most of the New York. Like, it's either that or
Wild.
you're gonna be there for 3 hours.
Wild.
It's packed. But at that point, the Laughing Buddha worked because it was a slotted system. You could tell when you were going to go up. It was a lot more like organized, and I had fun. I enjoyed myself. Everyone was pretty bad. There was like 1 or 2 people who weren't as bad, and like you see them around as you're going to more and more of the mics, and then like, oh, those are the people getting booked, and then it gets further, and then I start producing my own shows, and then so. But the first one was, I mean, I don't think any of that material that I used had. I think that all got deleted. Goodbye.
How often do you two go out together now, like in New York, to mics?
Never.
Never. Because of the schedules?
Unless
or?
she books me on her show.
Yeah.
Oh, you still run one in New York?
Yeah, I produce some of the Don't Tells. We have other producers there as well for that. So I do that sometimes. And then I have, let's call it a monthly show. It's kind of like a whenever we feel like it show.
It's like our podcast.
Yeah, but that I do on occasion with a friend of mine. So yeah, I produce some, and sometimes I'll book Matthew, but he's usually not in town. So if he's in town, I'm always
I like that. To me, that sounds like, if I feel like he's worthy.
Yeah. I feel like if I don't think he's gonna like ruin the room or something.
Laura's timing was pretty. She started comedy at the end of 2019. That was when she started. So
Yeah.
she had
It was pretty tough. I was like, man, it
sold
feels
out
like
first
the
one.
world is trying to
Discourage you.
discourage me from
Yeah.
doing this. It said, we're gonna shut it down. You do not go anymore. You're not funny. And I did not care. So then I ended up doing all the park open mics that they had that summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously after the initial lockdown, and it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of people quit or weren't going out and things like that, understandably.
Yeah.
But as a result, it was a much smaller scene for a little while, especially compared to New York's typical. And
Well, of course.
you get to meet. As a result, I met a lot of people and became closer friends because we were all there going to Prospect Park over and over and over. There was
And
nothing
Central,
else
yeah.
to do.
It was a fun time, and we biked to the show, and we do a show
Yeah.
at 6 p.m. That's a testament to New York comedy that like much of her early reps were just yelling at people picnicking at the park, and that was a better way to learn how to do comedy than the open mics.
Wild.
Like, it was than the basement.
Really
bar
fighting
shows.
for attention.
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, you couldn't. They couldn't even hear you.
You just had
Yes.
to yell and project. People would like walk up, like, "What's going on here?"
I was like,
park rangers were like, "What are you guys?"
whatever, homeless, unhoused, adjacent. That's what
Yes.
I was like. That guy yelling at them, and then me yelling at them right next door. I'm like, and getting in his territory.
Yeah, who's making more sense right now?
Yes, there was a real toss up. I did a show on the subway. That's
Really
That's
hard.
a real cry
That's
for
harder
help.
than you'd think.
yeah.
Wait a minute. Did you just show up with and start shouting to people?
It was organized by I can't even remember who was running it at that point. But it was a show, and it was like, oh, our shtick is we're gonna do it on the subway. It'll be funny, and like it ended up being a lot more like we were just crazy people yelling at people on the subway.
Yeah. Was it with someone hanging from the bars next to you?
Yeah, someone's like showtime.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. It was such a great period for me because I was like comedy was getting I was getting booked more in New York City. I was starting to do the road, and I was like, am I losing my hunger for it? And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, nope, I'm willing to bike to the park and climb up a rickety staircase to a rooftop or go to a random person's apartment. All these little speakeasy COVID shows, and it was
look at the how many times you were on this podcast. A lot of those were between 2020 and
Yep.
Yep.
That was when I came in 2016, and Lewis started bringing me back yearly in 2020 when this room we were sitting in had about 40 chairs in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Laura also started producing shows during that time. She's
I was
savvy. I could brag about her a lot. I don't know.
Well, I was like wanted to do shows, right? And was concerned about doing it in a way that would be, make sense with the pandemic that was occurring.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, damn, the only person I really trust to do this correctly, or at least like to follow the protocols that are being put out by health officials, is myself.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'll just do that. And so I had a little temperature gun, and we would do the temperature checks at the front, and then we would seat people by group separately, like away from each other. And and then the comics, everybody had to wear masks.
You should get credits towards a nursing degree. For
I
that, really.
literally,
Mm-hmm.
I had a temperature thing, and then I remember at one point we even had the little oxygen,
Oh, yeah.
the little gauges that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
What?
You're not using that much anymore. Are
No, I think that got donated.
Yeah.
I think that left.
you? Uh-huh.
A lot of
So.
hand sanitizer.
I love it. I want to talk. First of all, I have to say, and I told you this last night when we talked briefly, that I've heard a lot about you over the years, and
Oh yeah.
Matthew has
Some of it good.
spoken. No, he's spoken so highly of you, which I think is awesome.
Yes, he's very sweet.
I think that's really great. And we've talked about the swimming, and I want to know. Even on stage last night, you talked. Part of your act is you talk about some levels of success that you had in like Olympic tryouts.
Yep.
Right.
I typically like to do my swimming material when I'm performing with Matthew because he sometimes will do jokes about it. So then the audience is like, wait.
You know what? Before we get to what I
Hold on.
want to talk about here, I want to talk about the reveal last night
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're like husband, married, and then Matthew comes out and then reveals that it's you two that are married.
Oh, and then the audience is like, oh
they're
my
like, no.
God.
They go crazy. Well, what?
You got.
Well, we've done this together a lot, and I used to just flip my set so I wouldn't talk about her until the end, and then just kind of let the crowd figure it out.
Okay.
Because I thought it would mess up my set, and then I was just like, I'm gonna have to address it. So let's just say it up top and see how the jokes work.
Okay.
And it does. It helps everything I have. There were a couple jokes over the years that wouldn't work as well after she went up. My jokes about you doing comedy also. It was just like weird having you potentially in the room listening. The crowd would be weird about it. And if stuff gets a little too graphic, then it's also weird. So I'll have to like condense stuff. I stopped doing those jokes anyway, but now it's.
I think you've recorded some of those
I
jokes.
was
So
gonna
they're-
say,
put 'em
I
on
know
special,
exactly
yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's certain ones where I was like, I'm gonna go get a drink.
So that wouldn't work
I'm not
as
gonna
well.
sit here next to like some old man and just be like, hey, yeah.
It's
about me.
People
This
will
one's-
do it like, hey, how you doing?
Hey,
yeah,
Yes,
it's
how
about
you
me.
doing?
Talking about you, right, babe?
It's about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
No.
But it makes the stuff that does work that much better.
Yeah.
I feel that every joke that I would do normally now just becomes a callback, and it reinforces a lot of the more outlandish things I'm saying as being actually true. Some people are like, was she really a swimmer? And I'm
I
like,
know,
for
people-
both of us to be lying, it would be pretty impressive.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that part's really cool. It kind of becomes like a 2-man show.
It is funny when people afterwards are like, "Were you guys really married?" That'd be a crazy thing to just make up. Feel like, yeah, that female opener I had,
Yeah.
we're married. No, we're
All
not.
of this material. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just run out of things to
I
talk
get
about.
people-
Good
Yeah.
buddies.
People make stuff up, but that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. There's one thing to be like the other day, and then it's
Right.
like 2 years ago, but to be like my wife and like, oh no, we just met.
That's just a stranger.
I don't know. I take her on the road.
Not familiar.
I don't have to pay her a lot. It's no big deal.
She's my wife.
Hilarious. So I did a little research on like what's going on in the swimming world these days. There's something I could talk to these two about. The enhanced games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's so
You know
funny.
all about it.
That's funny you ask. One of my old teammates and really good friends is the first woman participating in the enhanced games. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Shout out Megan Romano.
didn't know
good luck.
anything about
Good luck
this.
to you. Stay safe, etc.
I'm going to read a little something about this because I didn't know anything about this until like 48 hours ago. The Enhanced Games is a proposed multi-sport event followed by a guy. It allows athletes to use performance-enhancing substances without being subject to drug tests.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like many of the Olympic Games.
I love the idea. It's a great concept. It's unfortunate it's run by Lex Luthor.
So the
But-
more I read, the more I'm like, oh, this guy's not a good guy,
Yeah.
right?
He's the villain in every sci-fi book I've ever read.
Okay.
Yes.
I
He's
even
the-
hesitated bringing this up because I'm
Uh-huh.
like, this sounds like not a good guy I should be talking about.
He's
Peter Thiel?
unequivocally kind of like.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
Are you allowed to say you work in tech? I don't know what you're
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem talking shit about. I don't think that's going to come back.
allowed to say. Elon type, where it's like
He's
advance humanity
extreme-
at the cost of humanity.
He's extremely powerful, and I think I hope they're being safe with them for the enhanced games, and I'm sure there's a lot of very good people who are going to make sure that they are. But I wouldn't trust Peter specifically to be like administering the drugs.
Is this something that, I mean,
If you look
It's
into
crazy.
him,
Like, they're gonna try
he's
to-
funded a lot of JD Vance's career.
yeah. Yeah.
So and other areas of the world as well. He's a powerful dude. If you're listening, shout out Peter Thiel. Powerful man,
Excited
good at
about
his
us.
job. Good at his job. We'll give him that credit. Very
Excited-
good at his job.
There you go.
Excited to watch your sporting event. Honestly, it is very enticing. From the few swimmers I've talked to via Laura, like the people who really did it, I think that whole community quietly is like, yeah, cool. Like it pulls. You can speak to this more. Like you don't have an issue with it.
I don't really give a shit. I mean, like the only reason I really care is just making sure that they're not trying to make a buck off of the health of these people, which is it's an untested, unregulated field for the largely, unless there's more going on. I haven't really been tracking for the last 9 years. Like maybe they've made a lot of advancements there, but people have been doing performance enhancing drugs and competing.
I hope they protect
For a
their
very long
athletes, like
time.
the way the NFL does. I hope.
Yeah,
they really
exactly.
Take care
Just
of,
really conscientious
Just
of
really-
making sure that when they're older, they're still healthy.
yes.
We're being sarcastic.
When if they break a record, where is that gonna?
That's already
It doesn't.
happened. God, it almost happened.
If they break a record, it doesn't. It's not real.
Right.
It's more just like a fun Wikipedia entry. Like,
Okay.
but it's not. It doesn't go into the official. FINA, for instance, for swimming would be the federal something natation, whatever. It doesn't matter. So point being, it's like the governing body for the entire world, and they are the ones who would keep the records for swimming.
Okay.
It's not just like, I mean, you could put fins on and go faster. It's not. There has to be like
That is
the
a sport,
specific
by the way.
rules
Yeah.
being followed, and they're very intense. Like we would have to go through. I joke about the drug testing, but it is actually pretty stringent. A lot of countries get around it by paying a lot of money. Russia and China. But mostly Russia, and but we would, like, as American
Two countries
swimmers.
we can't go to now.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. Like, I've been saying this.
yeah.
Like, it's not like there's a whole documentary on it. You go watch Icarus. I competed against the girl in Icarus. But anyway, I would get drug tested like all the time, like regularly, and
Can I jump in here?
Unannounced.
unannounced.
Can I jump in
No,
here really quickly?
you cannot.
With the anecdote? Okay.
1 second. When I would have to fill out a whereabouts forms where I was going to be at all times, and they would be able to show up at any point and make me like administer a drug test. So make me give urine samples. When I was a child, also, by the way, a little weird, following kids around like that, but safe sport, clean sport, etc. So we take it very seriously in the United States.
Yeah.
Very seriously.
That's why I'm surprised that you don't have a bigger problem with it, I guess.
I don't mind as long as they're being honest.
Yeah.
And they're competing in a separate thing, you know?
Yeah.
I almost better that way. Go do that and then have it be a clean sport for this thing where we've all agreed to follow the same rules. Just follow those rules in that competition. If you want to do a separate competition, I don't give a shit. Go crazy. Like, be careful. Like, other than that, whatever.
Our first date, I stayed overnight, and the next morning we woke up, and she was like, I was like, hey, we should go to Barton Springs today. She was like, yeah, I just have to text. So if a random person comes to watch me pee, they know where I am. Wow. That's how often, every morning she had to tell them her whereabouts.
Yeah, there was like an app, and I had to like put it in. I'm sure now they probably have like location tracking.
Yeah.
It's probably
Isn't that
different.
crazy?
But it's, since I was like 13.
Any day they can show up.
So I got to ask you, so, when you were following the rules, getting tested, and you were competing against people that were skirting the rules.
Right.
I mean, how do you deal with that when you're getting up at 4 a.m. to do your practice at 5:30? How many days? I mean, probably at least 5 days a week, maybe 7 days a week.
Yeah,
practice
depending on the time of the year.
Years and years and years, and then you get to the ones that are cheating.
Oh yeah,
you motherfuckers.
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there's
how
a lot
do you keep going?
I mean, you're still competing for your country, and doing really well for yourself, and like you're beating your own times and stuff like that. I think that's one of the things, like for sports, there's controllables and uncontrollables. You can't control if you're not even mad at the athletes necessarily. Like this poor Chinese girl is getting pumped up by her government with stuff that's not like, I can't work harder and overcome that necessarily. I can do my best in that situation, but it is what it is, There's only so many things you can go ahead and do. And that actually happened to one of my best friends, competed at the 2012 Olympics in London. And this was the 400 IM where I'm speaking specifically, I don't remember her name, this Chinese athlete who...
Did she win?
Something like that. She was like 16 and outsplit Ryan Lochte on the final 100 of a 400 IM to beat one of my best friends who won the silver medal of the American, and was clearly on drugs. And I think that might have been the same year or in the same period where they found the athletes' managers traveling with the blood bags, if you recall, which is similar to what Lance Armstrong did for the blood doping, where they would like swap out their blood. It's like crazy. It's swimming, like, but the amount of national pride that kind of goes into it. So there's just a lot of pressure and emphasis on doing well. So especially at those levels, at the Olympic finals, that was crazy. But we felt bad for her because, like, I mean, I think she should have won a gold medal, but didn't matter.
Crazy.
Yep.
And I know, like, when Matthew comes back and it's a Olympic season, we end up talking about the swimming. You still get excited to watch that every year? Like, that doesn't change?
Yeah,
or?
I don't really, like...
No.
Honestly...
Oh, the answer's no. He's laughing.
No. Swimming was... I did it for 20 years. I didn't have memories before it. So, like, by the time I was done, I was like, I have a lot of great respect for swimming. I loved elements of it, but I also, like, a little bit trauma. We need a lighter word than trauma because, like, people went to war and stuff. But, like, where I'm like, I'm good.
Okay.
This doesn't always bring only positive emotions out of me. So I'm going to give it some space.
Yeah.
It's getting better, like, as I get further along and, like, more time and wisdom and stuff, But out the gate, I was like, no.
All done.
I'm all set. I do not need to see any of this.
I'll just speak for myself. Very often I'll be watching a movie, and it'll be ruined for me seeing who booked the part I auditioned for. It might be a similar feeling.
Right.
Of just like, yeah.
Exactly.
Do you two ever get into pools together these days?
Totally would. New York City doesn't have a ton of them.
We'll go to Barton Springs. Yeah.
Yeah, when we're in Austin, we'll go to like Deep Eddy's, this nice outdoor pool. Which is,
we swim there together.
We'll go there and splash around a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't really swim to work out. I would.
You'll do like a 600 breaststroke. You just hop into a 600 breaststroke. Like, that's crazy.
I don't.
With no upper body strength.
I don't think.
It's even harder.
Yeah, I don't think I could at this point. But a few years ago, like when I was closer to having, I would.
You did that in the last 2 years.
I don't think so.
I
I don't think I could do a 600 breaststroke, but maybe.
Deep Eddy?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
What was your strongest event? Was
The
it breaststroke?
200 breaststroke. Yes,
breaststroke.
that was my major event. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long did you stay underwater? Your push off?
Oh, so I love breaststroke because it was the one where you're required to come up. Like you do your pull out,
Do one,
and
right? So
you have
that's
to
it.
you have to breathe every stroke.
Yeah.
Love that rule. Great rule. Versus the freestyle and butterfly and backstroke, you can go up to 15 meters underwater. Then you have to come up, but that's a lot of the pool. It's pretty far.
Yeah.
Not the case for breaststroke. We do our own thing.
Yeah. And you have to breathe every stroke.
It's awesome.
Even when you hit the surface in butterfly and freestyle, you might keep your head down still.
True.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of oxygen deprivation, but not for the one that I did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, still a lot.
Yeah,
You're
well,
still clearing like 10, 12 meters on a pullout. So
that's true. But that was definitely not like the
so
thing we
bad.
trained as heavy compared to the other strokes. It was other issues that we had to worry about.
Yeah. Well, I am slightly interested in this enhanced game. Just I want to see how big these people end up being and getting in a pool. Like, will
I
they look
know.
like swimmers anymore?
I think so. And like you have to remember swimming, like you have to deal with gravity and just like like if you look at the people who are the fastest, depending on the event, it's not necessarily the most jacked, like ripped people.
That's true.
The short sprint events, which I do think most of the enhanced games people are doing, they'll be pretty big. So we'll probably see people get pretty big for the 50s and maybe the 100s, but you need to have the endurance, and if you're too big, it's difficult to manage that amount of muscle over that like distance.
That makes sense.
So I don't think it'll be as bad as if they did like for track. I bet that'd be crazy.
But James Magnuson, who was like the poster boy of the enhanced games,
He's
they
in the
posted
article,
this
yeah.
picture
Oh, I bet.
of how he went from 215 to 243, and then they posted how someone broke the record. It wasn't him.
Exactly.
He admittedly he was like, yeah, I put on way too much muscle. I slowed way down. I was sinking like a stone. My form didn't like fit my size. The person who actually did break the record was a guy who was skinny and gained a little bit of muscle and a lot of strength.
It's just like the ratio. You need to get that quite right, and then you need to still be able to stay really high in the water because there's no amount of muscle. Like you have to have so much more muscle to pull if your body's a little bit lower in the water. That amount of drag than if you're able to stay a little higher and it's just way more efficient.
Track would be crazy because those guys already look so crazy jacked.
Yeah.
They're already so muscular.
Or I mean, I hate to say it, but weightlifting.
yeah,
weightlifting,
that's
like-
already so many of the category. I think the world records in weightlifting don't even test anymore
Probably not.
because it's like
I
what's
mean-
his name? It's the guy from Game of Thrones holds the record over the other guy who's much shorter. He's very like he has a plain name, but anyway, it was like he went in and broke it was a world record broken in deadlifting. And then the guy from Game of Thrones, who's like 7 foot tall, came in and just added 1 kilogram to it and did it. And I don't know. I don't think being on Game of Thrones requires like testing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to be good to go for that. We should wrap things up here. I want to talk about you had merch on stage last night, and one of them you briefly mentioned last year is like a concept.
Which one?
The
Sokotoa?
Bros Before Hoes.
Yes.
Sokotoa.
Yes. Explain
Yeah.
that to people right now, please.
Sokotoa is a mnemonic device. Sine opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. And it's for remembering those.
I was helping him sell these shirts, and people would be asking me that, and I'm like, dude, I don't fucking know. Like, I have no idea what this means. Do you want to buy the shirt or not?
My husband's a math nerd, all
Something
right?
math. It's cool. Good, take it. It's green.
So I just thought it was funny. I just thought Sokotoa National Park sounds legit, but
Yes.
it's not.
Yeah.
And so I made a logo for it that's representative of the unit circle, and it's been selling quite well.
Oh,
It
I don't
sells
doubt that. I do not doubt
almost
that.
as well as Participant, which is a much easier joke to explain.
Yeah.
It's a cool shirt.
It
It
is.
looks nice. It looks like a little national park.
Well, you liked it when you finished it.
I like it.
finished it and I printed it. Laura's like, I want one. That's
I
actually
like it.
neat looking.
But I don't want people to ask me what each piece stands for.
Yeah.
That's what I don't want.
The Sex and the City one is the one
That
I might
one.
print up.
That one I could explain.
Yeah.
The stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I might make that a shirt.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's a fun cross section.
Yeah, that's a
Of
good
Harry
one.
Potter and Sex and the City.
So, my final question: are you doing any more math tutoring?
Yes, God, my student needed me today, and I wasn't able to help them before their exam. But yes, I have one student right now, and we're doing
At what level?
junior in college. Partial differential equations is basically the course. It's called applied math, but it's some hard stuff. I'm having to go learn some stuff on my own to catch back up.
Wow.
Yeah.
For people a little behind, look behind the curtain here. Before we started recording, the microphone I'm using kept dipping down. The thing's a little stripped here, and Matthew kept suggesting, "Hey, maybe move the
Fulcrum.
the fulcrum. Move the fulcrum so it has less, more balanced."
The shortens the was it moment arm?
The SOHCAHTOA is better.
The SOHCAHTOA.
So I asked him, I'm like, "Are you seeing like angles and numbers on this thing?" And you said, "Yes, you are." Yeah.
You multiply mass times distance, and it should equal out. And if there's more mass farther from the pivot point, it'll be felt more strongly.
And for the record, it worked because
It-
I haven't had
it's
any
not
trouble with it.
tilted.
Yeah.
I still want it to be. What I want is it to be more that way because now it's right in the middle of it, but there's a mic on one end, so it should actually be. It should be closer to the mic.
You're right.
If you want it to be perfectly balanced, and
Yeah.
then there'd be really no chance of it dipping.
Next week I won't tighten it at all. We'll just perfectly balance it.
just like a loose seesaw. Yeah.
Is there anything else we should be mentioning
had a
about you
dinosaur
guys?
wedding.
Oh yes, the dinosaur wedding is
Yes,
hilarious.
yes. We got married earlier this year and
That's
had
right.
a surprise theme thrust upon us
That's right.
by the venue.
I knew. Yes, I knew you were married. I did not have any idea about the dinosaur.
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah.
we didn't tell any of the guests going in. So.
Yeah. Surprise
Well
dinosaur
done.
wedding. Yeah.
Was there an argument about who gets to use that as material?
Laura jumped on it so fast I didn't have a chance.
No, I
to-
mean, yeah, and I think especially from my perspective, like being the bride on a dinosaur wedding is
yeah.
it's ridiculous. The whole thing is
It's very
people
funny.
think I'm making it up,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not creative enough for that. Once again, like no.
No. We both got the email. I got an email and it was sent to Laura as well. There's just like the venue was like, "Hey, we're so sorry. There's dinosaurs everywhere." At
No,
your-
they
at your
weren't
wedding."
even sorry. They were like trying to pass it off like a cool, like fun thing.
You guys will never believe.
Yeah,
your
they were
lucky
like,
fortune.
they were trying to gaslight us that this like you asked for. Here are the dinos.
We won't even charge you extra.
Yeah.
It's just something
No.
we're gonna throw in.
Yeah, they said complimentary. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
But I
Why were the dinosaurs at this place to begin with?
It's a wildflower center, so it's like an educational place for the general public. It's not primarily a venue for events, and they were like,
Okay.
I don't know, the 6-year-olds must see the dinos. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, your wedding is not the primary focus.
I expected her to be irate.
Yeah.
So she just like came bursting in the apartment. She's like, "Matthew, you see the email?" I'm like, "Yeah. I mean, how do you feel?" She was like, "That's awesome." I was like, "Oh, good." It could have gone the other way. Just I think most women it would go the other way.
Yeah.
So
I found
Our day is ruined.
I didn't even like realize I could push back on this, so I was like, all right, let's just accept it. Like, it'll be funny. But I found out later on another bride that the same venue had made them move them. Which
Oh.
they're huge. I was
the
like,
day before or something.
What
Or
do
the day
you?
after?
What do you mean? Like, how did you do that? But I guess just
A
like,
giant meteor.
yeah,
Come on.
Come on.
another extinction event.
But it kind of goes back to the premise you were talking about today of like so much of the stuff we enjoy doing is already for children.
Family friendly.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we did lean in.
That's hilarious.
We incorporated the theme.
I remember one more thing I want to ask you about.
Yeah.
You were on your Instagram. I haven't seen one in a couple of weeks, but you were doing like kind of a little game show thing with your puns.
Yeah, we're finally doing some of those. Yeah, Don't Tell Comedy is producing it, and I'm just going out and doing my puzzles with people, and we're just trying to put some content out there, some games for people to play on social media, and see what we can kind of build. We can build something bigger with it. But for now, I have 500 little puzzles I want to share, and we'll just keep making stuff. So
Yeah, they're fun.
So those
Really
are
fun.
what I've seen are continuing on.
yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna film some in the next month, maybe in LA, maybe New York.
Sweet. We should mention 2 final things here. You have a Don't Tell comedy
Yes.
thing that's out there, right?
Yes, I just released it a couple months ago. It was so fun. Like the crew, they do such a good job. So I was very happy with
Is
how
it like
came
10? How long is it? 10 minutes?
out. Yeah, like 10-ish minutes.
Yeah,
a
awesome.
little bit over.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Is this my first time since the special?
Yes, and
Okay.
that's the last thing I want to mention, Matthew. Your special, you were about to record, I think, when you were here
Yeah.
last year.
Yes. God, I remember trying to run my set here and kind of getting lost.
Yes.
Uh
And now that is available on YouTube.
huh. Yeah. A little bit life changing. A lot more touring off of it. A lot more recognition.
It was unbelievable.
Very happy
it
with
was
how it
so
came out.
good.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
What if I was the
She was
first time
helpful
I'm
a lot.
telling you that? Actually, Matt, I have to reveal I liked it. I thought it was good.
She helped me quite a bit with material and a lot of therapy.
It's hard. It's hard to put yourself out there and like feel like things are ready to go. So
Tell people
you
what
did
it's
a great
called.
job.
Hyperbolic.
Yep.
On YouTube.
I looked at. I've watched it, of course. It's great.
Thank you.
But I also saw that material here. being
Yeah,
worked
yeah.
on.
Over years
Yeah.
of development. Yes.
So it wasn't all new to me. It was fantastic. Love seeing the final product.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I love seeing the final product, especially with something that I've been following along for several
Yeah.
years. But I also saw the comments, and well done, sir.
Thank you.
A lot of really positive comments.
That's really great. I haven't read too many of them myself, so it's good to hear that.
There
Yeah.
were some like, hey, I'm here from Soder's podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here from this pod. Man, I can't believe I didn't know who you were. Man, you should be more. You should be bigger. Man, this should be on Netflix.
That's so nice
So,
to hear.
good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
you
you.
gotta
thank
like
you.
that.
I
You gotta
appreciate
like
it. Is I waited too long, but it still feels good to try at the thing. It's the thing I care most about. It's just I just want to put out a couple of good specials and die. That's like that's it. That's all there is to this. It's wonderful.
That is it.
That's all.
That's
That's
all
it.
he wants to do.
Period.
And take you on some nice dates.
Nope, that's all he wants to do.
Yeah, try taking it back now. Thank you very much. It's great to meet you, Laura.
Thank you. This is fun.
Yes, I'm gonna expect since you come back every year, so I'm gonna see you next year.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, hopefully I'll be back. Or
I
maybe I'll do
mean-
this every 7 years or something like that. Locusts.
Like El Nino.
I don't know. We'll find out. I guess we'll see next year.
Locusts.
thank you.
Thanks so much.
Have a good one.